everyone that was looting in downtown Chicago on Sunday night.
This is not anywhere near acceptable.
Over 100 people were arrested and 13 officers hurt after the looting and violence in Chicago over the weekend. You're listening to USA Radio News.
This is good news, maybe exactly when you need it to. Right now, Medi-Share is waiving their new member fees. This could save you money on top of all that you'll save each month by becoming a member of Medi-Share. So many people are looking for a healthcare solution right now, seeing the cost of COBRA plans, for instance. And Medi-Share is the affordable alternative to health insurance. The typical family saves $500 a month, but you might save even more. Medi-Share is a Christian community that shares each other's healthcare costs, and because of the current economic situation, they're making it easier than ever. Apply by August 31st, and you can save an additional $170 on your first month. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to receive your additional savings. Maybe now is the time to make the switch, like more than 400,000 people already have, and start saving. Here it is. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Any coronavirus vaccine developed in the United States would be shared with the international community only after the needs of Americans are met. That's according to Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar. Azar making those comments during his visit to Taiwan. The White House says Democrats left the president no choice but to take executive actions to bring Americans more COVID-19 relief. USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes reports from Washington.
Over the weekend, President Trump signed several orders aimed at extending enhanced unemployment benefits, discouraging evictions, and deferring the payroll tax. Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany saying Democrats failed to deliver, so the president had to take action.
Politics, as usual, should find no place during this pandemic, but Democrats rejected multiple clean bills to provide relief.
She says as long as Democrats don't play politics, the White House is willing to discuss further relief measures.
President Trump adding in a tweet that Democrats know his number. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-610-5739. 800-610-5739. That's 800-610-5739. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Citing recent job reports, President Trump's economic advisor, Stephen Moore, says a V-shaped economic recovery from the global coronavirus pandemic is still on course. Moore saying we've regained 9.2 million jobs in 3 months, which is about 40 to 45% of the jobs that were lost. Moore, joining Fox Business, also discusses a new executive order that President Trump signed.
He can move forward with the payroll tax cut, which helps every working American, gives them a 7.5% pay raise, a really nice stimulus for the economy. The government sector of the economy is the one that's actually growing the fastest. So this idea of giving more and more money to the government sector of the economy, I think, is crazy, especially given this very strong number for increased government growth. By the way, the federal government is the one sector of the economy that keeps growing and growing. So I do think that Trump is going to say to Pelosi, whoa, wait a minute here. We don't need this massive stimulus bill. The economy is coming back pretty well on its own.
The St. Louis Cardinals' long waiting period will continue as their 3-game series set to begin with the Pittsburgh Pirates on Monday has been postponed. The league saying that Cardinal players and staff would undergo additional testing and remain under quarantine following an outbreak of COVID-19. The Cardinals have only played 5 games, and reportedly the coronavirus outbreak began with the team when they decided not to follow proper protocol and went to a casino. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
The following is an America Matters Media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
Hello, and welcome back to the Great Basin Highway Magazine and our radio show. I guess we're supposed to hum our song today. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. Okay, a lot of things going on. We're doing really great. Our Great Basin Highway Magazine, our July, August, September edition is our largest edition we've ever printed. We're very happy to have such a very strong 52-page magazine that, of course, you can go online at greatbasinhighway.com and you can subscribe for an online subscription for free. But it's so full of so many great things. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to go into our guests. We're waiting for a couple of our guests to call in, or actually to Zoom in. But the cover of our publication, this edition, is Doc Durgan, and he's also a gentleman that's kept the West alive, and as an award-winning actor, writer, screenwriter, producer, director, and right now he's in the process of making one of his movies. He's headquartered up in Virginia City, and he's on the front cover. We also decided in this edition to actually publish the whole Constitution of the United States of America, we the people. So if you haven't read in a long time, you can go to greatbasinhighway.com and you can see all 5 pages that make up the whole Constitution. So for those of you that aren't familiar with our Constitution, now you can be. We're going to be leaving that in our publication as a staple from now on, we the people. Also, what's going on? Well, I know in October we have a golf tournament up here in northern part of Nevada, up here in Gardnerville. So you can find out a little bit about that under Golf Classics on our website. Also, we have our next gun show in September up in Tonopah, so you can find out about that under gun shows. But, let's go right into talking to Michelle here. Michelle Perry Roberts, and she has her own business, and she's phenomenal. She's got this very unique, I would say, natural way to take care of your body through your DNA process, if I'm correct. So, hi, Michelle.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here.
Of course. What's the name of your company?
It's called Solutions to Health.
Great.
And I sell customized DNA nutrition.
I've never even heard of such a thing, but what a great thing to hear of. So talk a little bit about it.
It is definitely something that is new on the market. It's been around, it's been around since the Geno Project, but
okay, a couple of years.
Yeah. So one of the things that we came out with,
a few years actually.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
This came out basically so you know all the nutrition that your body needs.
So it's based on your DNA, and it's based on what your natural body needs.
Correct.
Because of who you are. So you're a part of your mother, you're a part of your father, but you are actually 100% you.
Correct.
And your DNA is unique compared to anybody else's DNA in the world, correct?
Correct. My brother's is different than mine.
There you go.
And my mother's and my father's are different. So I did end up with some genetic weaknesses because of my parents.
Oh, that's right. There's a test. There's a test you can take, right?
Yeah, there's a test you take.
And it's not really a test. It's basically an evaluation of what you need, correct?
You swab your cheeks and send to our DNA lab, which is HIPAA, CLIA, and CAPA certified. Those are the 3 big ones, so we can never sell your data.
Wow.
We'd be fined millions and millions of dollars. And it's destroyed in 30 days.
Okay, so that's the first step then, is they get a hold of you, and can they go to your website, or do they call you? What do they do?
They can go to my website. Let me give it to you.
Okay, and what's real cool about this is when you go to the website, you can find out how to submit your information so Michelle can follow up with you and take care of you.
So basically what you want to do is go to http://perry.euphoriascience.com.
Okay, now what's so exciting about that is you need to spell it all out. One letter at a time, nice and slow. Okay, we have an hour show, so you take your time.
It's http:// Perry, PERRY, Euphoria, UFORIA, Science, I have to put my readers on. That's the part that hasn't improved my eyesight. Euphoria, science is SCIENCE.com.
Okay, great. Well, also you don't expect this thing to fix anything right away, right?
No, it takes at least 120 days to reset.
And to actually start to see there's a difference in your body.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not some kind of thing where it's a miracle drug or a miracle thing. So you're not promoting it that way. You're just saying, hey, do the test, do your evaluation on your DNA. It will tell you where your weaknesses are if you have any. And therefore you guys can address it.
Yeah. And I have my own personal story. I have 5 chronic diseases. It's put 4 of them in remission, working on the 5th.
Wow.
And that's my own personal.
That would take some time. That's not going to happen overnight.
No,
But at least now you have something that can actually assist you.
correct.
Okay, good. So, do you want them to give you a call if they need to?
Yes, you can call me at 775-384-4324. Leave your name and number, and I would love to meet you for coffee and explain more.
Sounds good. And they can also text you at that number?
They can also text me
So
at
let's try that number one more time, nice and slow.
It's 775-384-4324.
Well, that's great. Is Tiger Lily on board? Thank you, Christian.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. Oh, I heard a Tigger in the background there. Okay, well, Michelle, let's hold off a little bit, and we'll talk about. I understand you're the chapter owner of networkingwomenevents.org, and so let's talk about that when we come back. All right. So let's talk to. Is that okay, Michelle?
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Tiger Lily. Tiger Lily, what are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. You're on your way to California today?
I'm in Barstow right now.
Oh, that's California. So what's going on with the lessons out there? Out there in Henderson, Nevada, you're offering some great golf lessons, and you have some great people that you're networking with. What's going on with all that? Before you introduce your guests.
Okay, we're doing great. Lots of lessons every day. Meeting new people, great people every day. Henderson, Nevada people are so awesome.
Now, you also are doing an arts and crafts show for them in September, correct?
Yes, Saturday and Sunday, September 26th and 27th. It's 9 to 4 p.m. So it's an arts and crafts show where people can represent their products, their arts, their crafts, their businesses. It's going to be a long, nice 2-day weekend.
So what's sort of exciting about that is that's also sort of like a home show as well. So it's arts and crafts and also like home services. So,
Yes.
Mortgage, real estate, these kind of things, and landscapers, pool cleaners, so on and so forth are also going to be there. I understand. It's free admission, correct?
Right, free admission for people to come by.
Yeah.
It's inside Tuscany Village, and there's hundreds of homeowners there, but
Now-
the whole public is divided.
But it's also on the private golf course there, right? Which is what? How do you pronounce it?
Chimera Golf Club?
Right. So that's Tom's golf course. And I understand also that you're only charging, what, $200 a table for the whole weekend?
Yes, they can set up, and they'll be there from 9 to 4, Saturday and Sunday. $200 total, that's it.
And I think you're limited to just, what, about 30 exhibitors?
40 exhibitors.
Okay, great. So, okay, just keep it going. That's fantastic. Now, I understand you're also, because you're my golf committee chair, and I have that golf tournament up here in, in Gardnerville in October. And then we have the golf tournament down at that golf course in Henderson, and you're the golf committee chair. And so tell us a little bit about that event. And I understand that one of your guests is one of our whole sponsors.
Yes, one of my high-achieving students is also...
He's also a student. Okay, so now he can beat me in golf. Okay, got it.
And that event's going to be December 19th and 20th at Chimera Golf Club also. And the fantastic part about it is we're giving opportunity to win $4 million that weekend.
Yeah, giving away $2 million on Saturday, $2 million on Sunday, because it's 18 holes on Saturday, 18 holes on Sunday. But also you have the arts and crafts show, and you also have the gun show that weekend. So you have a full event.
Yeah, and the cigar tasting. It's going to be an awesome.
And the wine tasting.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hey, now wait a second. We left that out. In September, on the 26th and 27th, on the 26th, you're going to have putting and wine event, aren't you?
Yes, we have so many things going on. It's exciting time of the year. Exciting year.
So if people go to your website, tigerlilypga.com, they can find out more about the September event, correct?
Correct. Yes, they could sign up to be sign up for a booth, for a table, or just to attend, and also to sign up for the wine and putt event.
Okay, how much are you charging for the wine and putt event?
Wine and putt will be $30 a person.
That's a great deal on a Saturday night to come out with your loved one and your significant other and have some wine and do some putting.
We'll see how good they putt after they have a glass of wine.
Okay, well, let's see here. Let's introduce Kobe. Tell us about Kobe, Tiger Lily.
Kobe Sherlock is with Movement Mortgage, and he's an awesome person, very warm, very cares about people. He wants to do the best job he can for people's loans, to get them a loan to buy a house or a condo. I've met him. I've been so blessed to meet him and Jane, and he's an awesome guy.
So is Jane his significant other, or?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, what's interesting, well, let's go ahead and bring him on. Hey, Kobe, how are you?
Hey, guys, how we doing?
Hey, that's a good voice. Fantastic, brother. Well, we're doing great out here. I'm up in Reno. I do travel all 17 counties in the state every quarter, and we do our own wine events, golf tournaments, rodeos, gun shows, all kinds of fun stuff. So I go to all 17 counties in the state every quarter, and all 6 states that make up the Great Basin Highway. But our radio show is headquartered here in Reno, so sometimes I zoom in just like you do. How was the zoom in process? Was that pretty cool?
Zoom in's pretty good. I'm absolutely used to it. I also host a podcast show on the co-owner as well of Living Large Las Vegas magazine and podcast. So I'm very familiar with this style of login and show.
That's great. Yeah, I think I did. That's right. I read the article for Tiger Lily. Thank you for doing that for her.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's hard not to, tip the hat to Tiger Lily. She's been honestly one of the best coaches for me in golf and has been a phenomenal friend for us here in the community. It's always a pleasure spending some time on Saturdays and Friday evenings hanging out with her on the course.
Well, we ought to play golf sometime. I mean, Tiger knows that I'm joking all the time when I say I'm going to beat her on the golf course. I used to be a scratch golfer until I had my strokes. A lot of people don't know I had 5 strokes in 2014. I was paralyzed twice, couldn't walk or talk. So for me, I still have a lot of paralysis on the left side of my body. People can't see it when they see me, but if I try to golf, you can definitely see it. So when I come to town, maybe you and your partner and Tiger will carry me, and the 4 of us will go play golf. What do you say?
Sounds like a good time, and I'm absolutely in for that. And I've seen Tiger Lily, hit the ball down the course, and it's no joke. She's legit.
Hopefully she'll let me putt.
You'll be the designated putter.
Well, tell us a little bit more about, you're actually one of our whole sponsors, and I highly appreciate that. Thank you for supporting Hawkins for Nevada Foundation, with our proceeds going to support me, and we're also looking at a couple of nonprofits to assist them and giving them some additional money because our event's in December. But what made the decision for you to come on as a whole sponsor? Was it the three foursomes? Was it Tiger Lily? What happened?
For me, it's really a part of our core here in our team. I have an incredible mentor here. His name's Derek Parent. I'm on the parent team of Movement Mortgage, and he's really taught me my ways in this industry, but also in life. We do a lot of give backs, and we absolutely find it important to put support where we think it's going to grow our community. And so when Tiger Lily offered this opportunity to support you in your journey, it really aligned with our vision on where we're headed. And, to hear that it's one, golf, which I love, and guns, which I love. I'm from the South. I love spending time out on the range, both the golf range and the gun range. So it was an opportunity for me to do something that, I absolutely align with and support Tiger Lily and growing her efforts in the community and supporting your journey.
Well, she told me I'd be honored to meet you. She's quite impressed with you, and I was like, "That's amazing. This guy just sounds real true blue, all American." So I can hardly wait to meet him. Let's talk a little bit of business, okay? Do you mind, since you're a lender?
Not at all, friend.
Great. In my magazine, this edition, if anyone goes to GreatBasinHighway.com and you want to read this edition, you can do that. We actually in Urington. We put a restaurant for sale in there for $485, and they don't have a real estate broker or nobody at all associated with this. And it already has working capital. It's not closed down. So what kind of loan would that be?
For commercial side of things, I don't dig into it much. I deal mostly with residential. So for me, it's single family, 1 to 4 units, and I specialize primarily in high rise and condos, which is what I learned best from Derek. So on the business side, when it comes to commercial with restaurants and, any sort of commercial space, it's not really the world I dive into, to be completely transparent.
Well, that's fine, but you have resources, correct?
I sure do. I have incredible referral partners And here in Southern Nevada, we got, some that I work heavily with. On the commercial side, I always enjoy promoting Dan Palmieri, who's a rock star, and also Lisa Song Sutton, who also ran for office here in Nevada, ran for, a seat on Congress and did well in her run. But her team, they do a great job with commercial as well.
Well, that's something you might want to refer to Tiger. Tiger. He also has a real estate license in California, right, Tiger?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we can keep things in the house here, keep things in the group. But just a little business, let you know what's out there, because we also have a casino in Urington where it's been family owned since 1930s, and they do not have anybody in their family that wants to take it over. But it's a growing, it's never slowed down casino, and they only want $7 million for it. You can also read about that in our magazine, and that does have a real estate broker associated with that. But that's going to take some interesting lending. Then also in Virginia City, I came across a gas station, and this is sort of interesting because the gas station, he wants to sell the gas station by itself, but he also has a home, and he has a three-unit apartment complex for sale, and everything's full. He's never not had a tenant for years and years and years in his property. So maybe we can talk a little bit about that. He has the home, and he has a three by.
I tell you, for the home right now, and depending on what direction or vision he has, if he's, looking to dump all or both of the properties with the multi-unit and the single family home, a lot of investors we're seeing take action in the multi-unit world right now. For an investment property, the rates are not the best. We hear a lot about the lowest rates happening right now that we've ever seen, and that's true for owner-occupied properties. But when it comes to the multi-unit properties, rates are a little bit higher, but investors are coming in our state and really taking advantage of being a part of the growth with investment properties in that way, especially ones, if I heard you correctly, I believe you said they were completely full. And so when they have, those renters that are in there that have been loyal, those properties fly off the shelf quick because they are able to, keep them up, keep those great tenants, and still remain profitable with their investment on the multi-units.
Well, Kobe, a few years back, actually longer than that, it was referred to as an ROI loan. I never really came across that again. But what I did is all I needed to do was send in the documents of the deposits for the business. It had to go into the business names, of course. It couldn't go into the owner's names, couldn't be commingled money. But it had to be just for the last 12 months. And whatever was deposited into those accounts, they evaluated that and then gave a loan up to 40% of what was deposited over 12 months. And it was interesting because this was a bed and breakfast for $395,000, and they wanted to fund more than that. They wanted to fund up to $500,000, but all they wanted was 10% equity down, and they would have funded. If you can turn me on to anybody that does stuff like that, I mean, that's really what's happening up here in Northern Nevada. You've got a lot of people that are very, very happy. They've done very well with their clients. They have their biplex or triplex. They have their homes, they have their restaurants, they have things going on all the time, and they're constantly busy, but they're at the time now where they want to walk away. Just today, I was on a movie shoot. One of my clients is an award-winning actor, producer, director, and he does a lot of Westerns. And so I was in one of his shoots in Virginia City today, and we were in a beautiful, beautiful historical hotel. And that came on the market 3 months ago or 4 months ago, and these people just bought it, and it was just that's the kind of things, the kinds of activities I'm seeing up here. So I'm sure that it's happening down there in Clark County, but up here in Washoe County, Story County, and all these places, Carson, it's just constantly, people are not, I don't think they're really seeing how much of a great opportunity there is up here. It's like also I was in White Pine County where Ely is. I was there last week, and all the gold mines are up and running, and none of the miners have places to stay. And all the gold mines are up and running in the whole state of Nevada right now. So we're averaging over $1 billion a month that are actually being paid to people through the profits of all these gold mines. But none of that's down south. That's all up here up north. So I think there needs to be sort of, maybe we can use the Great Basin Highway to be more of this divide to assist people like a bridge, to assist people in doing business up and down throughout all 17 counties. And that's why the reason why I was so excited when Tiger told me about you, a lender, because I don't have a lender at all in my portfolio since I moved here to Nevada. And I've been using people, contacting them. And by the way, for me, using in business is a good word, because if you're not used, you're useless. Okay. So for me, I used to own 2 real estate brokerages back in Arizona when I was younger. I never had a real estate license. I just partnered with the brokers and we had a great time. One of them, all we did is bought and sold golf courses around the world. So as you can tell, Kobe, I enjoy the industry. But it sounds like what a great resource you are. And it sounds like we're going to be doing a lot with you. Also, I understand you're the golf cart sponsor as well. And so you've got a whole bunch of things going on with us. And also, I'm sure Tiger let you know that you get a full page ad in our magazine for the next year. So I saw this beautiful image that was sent over to me by Tiger Lily. So, anytime between now and the 15th of August, if you can have your guys and people put together whatever you want, we'll be sure to showcase in that in the next 4 issues of the Great Basin Highway at no additional cost to you. That's just because I believe in supporting those who support others. So thank you for supporting me. Thank you for taking a part of me being American, Republican, a veteran, and I'm running for Lieutenant Governor in 22. I think it's going to be exciting. Is there anything we can do for you down there in Clark County?
I think you nailed it big time when you spoke in the opportunity, and that's really where we stand and support, here in the South, down in Clark County. Anything that we can do to support up north and continue to, like you said, even utilize the Great Basin Highway as a great example of how we can connect. One thing I learned that I'd love to share over this pandemic has been the access to technology and things like we're doing right now to stay connected in different spaces around the world and obviously here in our great state. So anything that I could do to support up there, you are more than welcome to reach out to me anytime. I'd love to help. If there's a deal to be made to support someone, I'll always be willing to get in there and create with you and see if we can get it executed. As far as for me, I'm just really excited to see, someone like yourself to take the reins and look to lead this state in the right direction. Again, I moved here from Nashville, Tennessee, grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been a part of some really incredible cities with grand leadership, and here we are now in Las Vegas, and I'm looking forward to seeing a turn for Nevada as well. But anything I could do to help on the lending side, I'd love to support.
Well, man, I tell you what, Tiger Lily knows I'm long-winded, and boy, you opened a lot of doors there. Tiger, you forgot to tell him no one can talk about the pandemic here on this show. But Kobe, you'll love this. In my publication, there will be no mention of any of this that happened in the state of Nevada in my magazine because it's so questionable. I'm a veteran. I've gone to the VA hospital. There's so many things, but it's interesting you said that because no one's ever said that on my radio shows before. But going back to New Orleans, have you ever been on a gator date?
I have not been on a gator date. No, sir. Have you been on a gator date down in New Orleans?
When I was a young presidential honor guard during the Reagan and Bush administration, I was sort of a big kid, quite a big kid. I had like a 60-inch chest, 22-inch arms. I looked like an NFL ball player or some kind of wrestler or something. And you're not supposed to be that big when you're in the honor guard. But I was the drill instructor. There was all kinds of things. I was casket bearing, things like this. And they wanted to initiate me the week we were down in New Orleans for Halloween. And these guys took me out to a place where I had to build a bonfire, and they were going to bring everybody else to party with us. And there was a gator on a cable. And I'm looking at this cable all tight going into the water. And they came and picked me up in the morning. And there I was in the back of this old Ford truck, with that gator laying underneath the truck. So they thought they'd have fun with me by giving me a gator date. So you guys are pretty wild down there in New Orleans, boy.
They do it right down there. I tell you, it's definitely a wide range of craziness, whether it be Mardi Gras, whether it be down in the bayou. It's a lot of fun down there. It's definitely a spicy city.
Well, one of my last stories about New Orleans is there was a gentleman in Phoenix, Arizona that got the contract after Katrina to clean up a certain area. And let me turn off my phone here. I left that open so I could read your information. I showed up to negotiate to find out what's going on. And I went down there and I said, okay, guys, what's happening here? We have a contract to clean up this place. And you're saying we can't get in there. And the gentleman's saying, no, this road's owned by so-and-so. And I'd say, okay, well, how much does so-and-so want? Well, it's going to cost this much a day for you to work this on our road. And we give them the money, wire them the money, and we're actually using the DA's office as well as our go-between, trying to keep everything up on up, because we don't know. We're out of our jurisdiction. We're from Arizona. We're dealing with New Orleans for the first time. And you never know who you're dealing with, no matter where you are in the world, right? And right. The next day we show up, he's got a different ball cap on. He's got a different T-shirt. And I said, brother, what's going on? He goes, oh, I quit the other guy. He filed bankruptcy yesterday. It's going to cost this much. And so this went on for a couple of days. And I finally said, brother, what's the problem? Well, the problem is we always get the contract. And the contract went to Arizona. And I said, well, I think the reason why the contract went to Arizona is because so many of your homeless is being bused to Arizona. And we're going to constantly keep getting all these people because of Katrina. And he goes, yeah, but what does that do for us? And I said, well, what percentage do you want of the contract? So they gave us a percentage. I told my partner, the guy I was working with actually, and he said, that's all they wanted. And I said, yeah, brother, that's all they wanted. And they'll leave us alone. Well, they'll actually donate the road to us and actually put your name with a plaque on it and call it your road. And it was so funny. Because when I first met him, he goes, welcome to New Orleans. And I said, thank you. And he goes, well, I hope you enjoy your visit. In other words, you ain't going to stay. You ain't going to hang out. You're not going to be a part of our community. It was so awesome for me to negotiate that deal because, it's one of those things. And Tiger Lily knows me. She knows I enjoy a great opportunity to negotiate and do the right things and overcome the challenges and the obstacles. Tiger, I've watched Tiger grow since we've been working with each other, and she's doing so well. Tiger, let me turn it back to you. What really just knocked your block off, knocked your hat off about Kobe?
Just his genuine honesty, just the kind of person he is. He's so warm, caring. You could tell he really cares about his clients, wants to do the best for his clients and for the community. Him and Jane are always trying to help other people, always helpful. You don't run into that too often.
Well, both of the both of the communities that he talked about, New Orleans and then of course Nashville. I have great relationships in both of those places. When I was a young man, I got to bodyguard and all kinds of different things with Western music. And it's all about community. It's all about who you know, and it's all about shaking hands. And Kobe, I don't know if you know this, but I was raised in Arizona. And Arizona is very hardcore that way. We just look at you, we smile, we don't have to shake hands. If you say you're going to do something, then you already made up your mind that you're going to do it. And we never have to doubt the integrity of somebody else. If not, they don't work in Arizona anymore. They just get blacklisted basically. So I think it's phenomenal what you're doing. Once again, I want to take my hat off, say thank you very much. Give you a little flash there of my hat. Thank you for coming on board with Hawkins for Nevada Foundation, our golf classic in December. Let your buddies know. Tiger Lily is our golf pro, and she's there taking care of people every day. And that's it, brother. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about, you can fire away. I love that magazine of yours.
And I tell you, I could go for days. I won't keep you too long on this. I definitely would love to hopefully have you on our show in the future. I think that you would enjoy, being on our podcast, and love to support you in that way if you're open to it.
I appreciate that. But let's focus on
in here.
Let's focus on something after November. Let's get some of these Republicans in office right now. Because one of the things we're doing in the Great Basin Highway in our October, November, December edition, we're going to have a sister publication that's actually called 2020 Republican Leaders and Candidates, and it's a listing of every single one of them that have already won their candidacy or are right now in the primary. And we're giving them free advertisement. We're giving them full page ads in this publication that we're sending out to our full database here in Nevada. Our database in Nevada is 180,000 plus subscribers. That's one out of every 16 people 21 years old and above in the whole state. And we're still going to send it to the 800,000 in America and the 1.4 million around the world. But the key is I'm really pushing heavily on supporting those fellow Republicans of mine for November, and those who have already won. It's just been phenomenal what's going on. And then what will happen is after November, then we'll put nonstop for me running for lieutenant governor in 22. So I'd be honored to be on your show. By the way, do you smoke cigars?
I sure do, my friend. I always enjoy them, and it's something we take out on the golf course. My golf partner's here in my office with me as well. He's another loan officer here, and so that's just a hobby that we have. There's a great place in Tivoli Village down here in Las Vegas called La Casa. It's a great space to go and enjoy music and enjoy a good cigar.
And where do you go? La Casa?
Yep.
I was actually, me and Robin Leach were the VIPs for the grand opening of that. That was a long time ago, brother. Ever since then, I've been blacklisted. See, because my cigars are a private cigar. You can't buy them at a store. And no matter who's owned or partnered with the owner of La Casa, they hate it when I show up because I'm giving my associates my cigars. Even though I'm buying drinks, even though we're buying drinks, even though we're doing things, and even though you're allowed to smoke your own cigar there, they let me go a long time ago. But it's funny because my cigars are made in Florida and Georgia, but I also have a great relationship with a local cigar roller in Vegas. And when I have golf events and things like that, they actually roll my cigars for me. And we just bring in the tobacco and they roll them for us. And every once in a while, that's gotten pretty funny too. Some retail people around town said they were selling my cigars. And I'm like, no one can sell my cigars. It's a private club, it's a private membership. But I look forward to when we play golf that definitely will have to fire up a couple of my cigars. One way or another, Tiger, I'm going to get you. I'm going to beat you on that golf course.
No, you're not.
Oh, that's right. You're my partner. How can I, right?
That's right. You're my designated partner. I might even take one of those cigars. I tried one of yours. They're awesome. I never had one, but they tasted really good.
I gave her one that was dipped in mesquite honey from northern Arizona. And it's not infused. It's actually a completely hand-rolled cigar, longleaf fillers from Nicaragua, longleaf binders from the Dominican, Honduras, wrap, and all the tobaccos cut 25 to 30 years ago before it's rolled. So that's one of my advantages. I have aged tobacco. And that's why we can only make 300 cigars a day. But I closed down the membership January of this year, simply because we ran out. We can't make more than 300 cigars a day, and I can't bring on more members. So nowadays I get to share once in a while with associates and people I meet. But meanwhile, I take care of my existing customers around the world. I have 21,000 members all over the world, and it's just a great thing. We do a cruise every year to Alaska. We do a lot of shooting events. And by the way, I do go shooting over 300 days a year, Kobe. So even though my golf game's not there, my accuracy is still there.
And I'm always down for a good trip to that range as well. I tell you, I just got a brand new Daniel Defense 300 Blackout that I have yet to fire that I'm itching to get out there with. So I'd love to go out sometime.
What caliber?
It's the 300 Blackout.
Oh, 300 mag. Okay.
Yep.
Is it a 300 Win Mag or is this a 300?
Just a 300.
Okay, yeah, because that's my favorite rifle is my 300 Win Mag. That's grizzly bears.
Yeah, that's taking down the big guys.
Yeah. Well, my grandfather gave me a little 5-shot 357 Magnum when I was a kid on my 7th birthday, and he says, the reason why I'm giving you this handgun is because you've known about it your whole life, you've cleaned it, you've respected it, and now you're moving to Arizona. And I was born in California and Anaheim when it was exciting and all that. And then we moved to Arizona in 1970 when I was 7 years old. And he says, well, I'm going to give you this 5-shot 357 Magnum because of the two-legged animals you're going to come across in Arizona. And he wasn't joking, boy. There's a lot of wild people out there in the desert in Arizona when I was a little kid. And so I'm always carrying my 357s. That's always, I'm a wheel man. Even though I was a small arms instructor in the Navy and I'm used to all the semi-automatics and stuff, I'm still very old school. I like the little wheel guns, and that makes me happy. Well, is your partner sitting there still with you, Kobe?
Which they are not, my friend. It's just me hanging out here. I wish Jane was here. I'd love for you to meet her. She is a rock star and definitely my better half. Does a great job of connecting in this town and supporting people. She just lives with her heart forward, and it's always a pleasure being with her. I wish she was here now.
Well, Tiger Lily, you know I never doubt you, and you're right. I can hardly wait to shake Kobe's hand. Okay, brother. Well, thank you for coming on the air, and we'll get together soon, okay?
Sounds like a plan. Good luck on everything. And of course, anything you need, you can reach out anytime.
Sounds good. Well, I have those 4 deals that if these guys don't bring buyers, through my publication, I'm interested in buying them myself. So, okay, JoJo, thank you, dear. Enjoy your trip to California. Anything you want to talk about, JoJo, before you go? Not JoJo. Tiger, I think you and JoJo are becoming the same because, let me explain. We made a big mistake on Tiger Lily's ad. And JoJo and I have been doing nothing but talking about Tiger Lily for 3 days straight. So it's ironic that I cannot think of Tiger Lily without thinking of JoJo. And JoJo can't think of me without thinking of Tiger Lily. We have like this triangle going on now. Did you get the final proof? Did you sign off on the proof for us?
I've got to look at it. I've been driving all morning, so I'll take a look at it to get home over there, and then I'll send you a text.
Okay. Well, Tiger Lily, anything else you want to talk about before you go?
We didn't mention our Del Negocio business magazine, Latin business magazine. For Nevada.
Okay. Yeah. Tiger Lily is actually the publisher of the only Latino business magazine in Nevada state history. And once a month, she actually does a Latino businesswomen's golf outing. And I really highly recommend any of you that are listening that are married to a Latino, that's a woman, or a Latino business owner or manager, they need to get a hold of Tiger Lily. A lot of great things are happening. And by the way, the Republican Party just opened up their Latino office. And I'd highly recommend, you know what? On my Facebook, I'll send some stuff. I'll send your stuff to them, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, and also the goal on that is you want to bring that magazine out the first of the year, correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. So anything else you want to talk about?
I think we're good. We covered everything we needed to.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Kobe, for being online. Tiger Lily, thank you very much. And JoJo and you got to meet because the two of you would just laugh and laugh and laugh. So we'll have to set that up one of these days.
That's what I do the most, laugh.
You won't when I beat you in golf, boy.
No, I won't. No, you won't.
That's a race you don't want. That's a race you don't want.
You'll be a witness.
I'll sit there and go, she beat a cripple. I mean, in my prime, I could have taken her. I could have been a contender. You're so funny, Tiger. Okay, well, good love to your family, Tiger, and everybody. And I've got a referral for your mom for what's going on there. So I'll send that over today, okay?
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
You got it. Thank you, guys.
Okay, everyone have a great day. Blessed day.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Well, thanks for having me.
One thing's nice about our show is we have no commercial breaks.
Yes, which is really nice.
I like it. And that way I can give the commercials more of a soft kind of approach and let people know. It's like with you, with networkingwomenevents.org, that's networkingwomenevents.org, you're the very first chapter in the state of Nevada. Even though you're the 4th member for Club 29, we have a Club 29 member in 2 of them in Henderson and 1 in Vegas, and now you, which is exciting. And as soon as we get a few more, we'll actually make the magazine for Networking Women Events for the state of Nevada. But you will actually be holding your first networking events in September?
Yes, September 17th.
Right, the 3rd Thursday in September, right?
Correct.
And that's exciting. And by the way, folks, you'll never see advertising or marketing of where the location is. It's for guests only. And what's nice is you can get a hold of Michelle. You can either go to networkingwomenevents.com and you'll see.
.org.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for correcting me. Networkingwomenevents.org. And you can go to the website and you can see her and you can talk to her and you can get her number and that kind of stuff. But tell me the power of networking. Why networking with women that are business professionals?
Well, we can share business between each other. We can also refer a lot of customers for different industries because there's times when somebody says, I need a lender. And usually I pull them from one of my networking groups.
There you go.
Or, there's times where we can talk about business. Some of the new, laws and things that are coming down and how to be creative in business.
So you like the idea of the monthly meetings?
I do.
From like 7:30 to 8:30. There's no food involved. There's no fee. They don't have to pay a weekly or a monthly dues. There's just an annual due of, I think, $3.95?
Yeah.
And that gets them a full-page profile on networkingwomenevents.org. It also gets them a seat in the members' tables. And then you have the guests that sit in the guest tables. But the only speakers are actually the women that are in the Club 29. So no outside influences. It's all internal. The women are working with each other. They're relying on each other. They're enhancing one another. And all of the different chapters meet on the exact same day in different locations. So therefore, if you're a member here in Reno, this is where you attend.
Correct.
You don't need to go to Carson. If you're in Carson, you're in Carson. But once a quarter, you all can get together.
Correct.
Which is exciting. So that way you guys can focus on working with one another, enhancing one another, build the disciplines that are needed, give quality referrals to one another, work on each other's projects, and then once a quarter, have a socialization, have a little soiree.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I can hardly wait till we get a couple more Club 29s, because then we can come out with the magazine for you.
Yeah, and that'll be exciting.
And by the way, that's my role. I'm actually the printing company, the outsource company for Networking Women Events. And but the owner is right in front of me for Reno. There she is. There's Michelle right there. Michelle Perry Roberts.
I am super excited to be a part of this organization, because we do have a lot of networking events in Reno, but we need to really focus on business women.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to build your business portfolio. You want to build your business relationships, and you want to have reliable people that you can count on and you meet with once a month, only for an hour or so. It's worth it.
Yes.
Great. That's exciting. Well, let's see. We have about another, Christian, what do we have? Christian, we have about another, 20 minutes? 15 minutes? I have 11 minutes. Okay, that's my math. Okay. Okay, well, then let's showcase a couple of things here. The big picture with Networking Women Events, as I understand it, is once a year you're going to have a retreat, and the first retreat will actually be in Reno, which is all of the Networking Women members in America can come out to Reno. So that's geared up for next year, the end of the third quarter of next year. That's the goal for that. Then let's see. I think you told me the price for the women that are in the club of 29. It's $2,900, and that gets them 2 full pages in Networking Women Events for the state of Nevada for a whole year. But only 29 women can be in that magazine at one time, so that's why it's called the 29 Club. And the 29 Club, those ladies are the only speakers that speak at the forums that you have once a quarter. And once a quarter is also when you have your soiree. That's when the magazines are passed out, things like this. So with you opening up in September, wow, we actually may be able to go to print with the publication for you and the other ladies probably the first or the second quarter of next year.
Yeah, which would be fantastic.
That'd be amazing. That would be amazing. And one of the advantages that I know that Michelle was talking to me about with her being a chapter owner is she's the only person that could have the only chapter in Reno. And that's it. Reno is her territory. So if a lady wants to own Carson City, she needs to contact you. If she wants to own Fallon, Sparks. Yeah, because this is not a combination of Reno and Sparks. Sparks has enough women in Sparks that they can have their own group. And I think it's exciting. And it's $395 a year to own your membership spot, but also to be an owner and actually have a license. It's only $395. So it's not really that challenging of a situation. But when you cowgirled up and said you wanted to be Club 29 and pay the $2,900, we highly appreciate, because that helps us get closer and closer to making the magazine. And now we have 4 of you that have done that, so we're on our way.
Well, and I think women, we need to work together, not be enemies. We have to work together because we all have great talents. We all have amazing things that we do sell or do. and it's learning to build that community.
I agree with you, because like the only reason why we're the vendor for the publishing is because of JoJo, the designer of all my publications. When I had this opportunity to present this to her, she was all over it. She's like, "This is great, Cameron. It would be so interesting to read about 29 different, women that empower the whole state of Nevada and the rest of the country and the rest of the world. These are go-to ladies, go-to women that are business professionals that have equity,
Yes.
and integrity as well." So I think you're on the right track. I'm really honored to meet you in this position. I've already known you, with your own business, but now I'm looking at the owner of the chapter of Reno for networkingwomenevents.org. And you can go on that website and you can find out a little bit more about Michelle Perry Roberts. And she's just doing great. She's doing great. And I think you're going to do very great for what you've told me you want to do. I like the idea that no one knows where your meeting's at. They have to contact you, and you have to be the one that invites them.
Yes.
So even if one of your members invites somebody, they still have to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all there is to it. And your meeting is very low key, no high pressure, no food associated with it, no monthly, weekly dues, none of this kind of, penny, nickel, dime you to death. There's no referral fees. There's nothing like this. It's just straight up business with straight up business women. And I think that's fantastic. Anything else you want to say?
I just want to give you my contact information
Great.
again. My cell is 775-384-4324.
And you can be texted that too,
and
right?
I can be texted at that number too.
One more time.
775-384-4324. And my email address is Michelle, MICHELLE, V as in Victor, I as in Ida, P as in Paul, wellness, W as in well, E as in elephant, L as in luck, L as in luck, N as in Nick, I as in Ida, C as in cat, and K as in kite.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's wellness. So
Wellness with an S.
wellness with the S. So it's michellevipwellness.com.
There you go. Yeah, so I'd recommend just texting her at her phone number. I'd also recommend that you go on networkingwomenevents.org and you'll see her phone number there. And also you'll be reading more about her. This video today will actually be on there as well. So that way you can also see her and watch her personality and get a feeling for her before you give her a call and be a guest at one of her events, one of her upcoming events. And it's unbelievable that September 17th is not that far away.
No.
And that'd be great. I mean, you don't need a lot of, that's another thing. You don't need a lot of people. I remember you talking about that. You just really are looking for some really core people that you can refer business to, work with, not have to get in each other's way, this kind of stuff. I think it's awesome. So it's not a leads club. It's not one of every type. It's a networking and referral organization with only annual dues, no weekly, no monthly dues. There's no quotas. There's no gimmicks. There's no games. It's just old-fashioned, straight-up business, and it's based on your integrity. It's based on your professionalism. If you attend meetings, you do well. If you don't attend meetings, you don't. And that's why the meetings are in your community. And in your case, your meetings are in Reno.
Correct.
Okay, well, good. Well, let me talk about some business then in the last few minutes. Do you mind?
No.
Okay, just hang in there and relax. Okay. Great Basin Highway magazine and radio show. We're doing a lot of great things. We're trying to do as much as we can for our communities. There's a lot of events that are starting to pop up. There's operas, there's theaters, there's car shows, there's craft shows. There's so many things that are finally starting to happen again in our communities. Well, you may not know this. If you have an upcoming event, you can contact us at greatbasinhighway.com, and we will actually publish your events for you for free. And if you want to be on the radio show, we'll schedule you in. It's that simple. And the nice thing about the radio show is a lot of really interesting benefits. Not only is it a radio show, but you can also Zoom in. And when you Zoom in, it's actually a video show. So we will also give you a copy of the video. So therefore, you can use it for your social media, and you can use it for your website, and you can use it for training, education, whatever you want. And all that's free to you. I don't charge. There's no reason for me to charge if I'm trying to assist you in growing your business in the community when your business is related to events and event planning. I mean, that's what brings our community together, is bringing the people together, and I'm all about that. I'm all about supporting those who support others. So needless to say, if you're a nonprofit, you should be all over us. Anywhere in the state of Nevada, you should be contacting us. And I travel all 17 counties in the state. I mentioned that earlier on the show. So don't be surprised if we can actually set up a time to actually meet. I mean, it was only last week I was actually in White Pine County. And I was also in Elko, and I was all the way down as far south as Laughlin, all in 1 week. The whole eastern side of the state of Nevada, I visited associates. We had breakfast, we had lunch, we had dinner, went shooting. One group of associates, we went fishing in their private pond on their ranch. So it's just, I love my life, I love my lifestyle, but I love the people in Nevada. I moved here from Arizona, and I was raised with a magazine called Arizona Highway. And I know that Nevada Highway did launch and did do well, and it's still out there. But it really surprised me when I was a little kid that no one made the Great Basin Highway. You know, the Great Basin's 80% of the whole state of Nevada.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's massive. Are you still on speaker?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your light red?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, good. Because I don't wear the headsets. So, but the fun thing is when I was a little kid, I saw this, and I was working for the Arizona Republic as a little kid, and I'm thinking magazines, at Tempe Magazine, where I was raised, went to Tempe High, and all these unique things were going on. And then when I got out of the Navy, I started making my own publications. Eventually, I had 26 newspapers in this country and 16 magazines around the world. So I'm used to printing, I'm used to publishing, I'm used to promoting, and I'm used to bringing businesses together. So when I moved here to Nevada in 2012 for my health, and the VA hospital saved me over there down in Vegas, it's been phenomenal. I mean, they invested a lot of time, a lot of effort on me, and they kept me healthy. So for me, I decided to make the Great Basin Highway magazine simply because I have a background of publishing, I have a background in bringing people together, and it was really important for me because my whole life is based on economic development and tourism. That's all I've ever done in my whole adult life since I got out of the Navy. So I think, Christian, we're winding down in what, a minute or two? Oh, how about 25 seconds? Oh, wait a second, I hear my music. Woohoo! Well, let's say goodbye to everybody. Let's say it was nice talking to you. Tune in. You can always see our radio show on GreatBasinHighway.com. And until next week, I'll see you out there on the road. Get a hold of me. We'll promote you. Talk to you then. Cameron Hawkins, founder and publisher of Great Basin Highway Magazine.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. I'm here to